Hello, today we're going to do 32 angles in the unit circle part 2. Objectives: you will work with angles in standard position and you will find coordinates of the points on the unit circle. Your essential understanding: the measure of an angle in standard position is the input for two important functions. The outputs are the coordinates, called cosine and sine, of the point on the terminal side of the angle, that is 1 unit from the origin. In a 360-degree angle, a point 1 unit from the origin on the terminal ray makes one full rotation about the origin. The resulting circle is a unit circle. The unit circle has a radius of 1 unit, and it's centered at the origin of the coordinate plane. Any right triangle formed by the radius of the unit circle has a hypotenuse of 1, and the points on the unit circle are related to the periodic functions, so sine and cosine. You can use the symbol theta for the measure of an angle in standard position. So a key concept is an angle in standard position that has a measure of theta. The cosine of theta is the x-coordinate of the point at which the terminal side of the angle intersects the unit circle. The sine of theta is the y-coordinate. So, when we have our coordinates, it's x comma y, so it is cosine comma sine. Finding cosine and sine of angles. Find what are cosine and sine for theta at equals 90 degrees, negative 180 degrees, and 270 degrees. So the first thing we're going to do is draw it, then find the coordinates. So the cosine of 90 degrees is equal to our x-coordinate 0. Our sine of 90 degrees is equal to our y-coordinate 1. The cosine of negative 180 degrees is negative 1. The sine of negative 180 degrees is 0. The cosine of 270 degrees is 0. The sine of 270 degrees is negative 1. If we are finding the cosine and sine of an angle, the first thing we need to do is draw an angle, then find our reference angle, use our special right triangles to find our trig value, and then we have to check. All students take calculus. So, first draw 60 degrees, and this is going to refer to the 30, 60, 90 triangle, which is root 3 over 2, 1 half, and 1. This is 30 degrees, this is 60 degrees. So since we have a reference angle of 60, the cosine of 60 degrees is 1 half. Since we're in the first quadrant, all trig values are positive. Then sine of 60 degrees is equal to the square root of 3 over 2, and still positive. What are the cosine and sine of the angle? Theta is equal to 225, so now we have to figure out where 225 is. It's about here. And first I need my reference angle. My reference angle is always formed with the x-axis, and my reference angle is 225 minus 180. 225 minus 180 is 45. Therefore, the reference angle is 45, which means I'm using my triangle, the 45, 45, 90 triangle, which is root 2 over 2 and 1, root 2 over 2. The sine of 225 degrees is equal to the sine of 45 degrees, which is root 2 over 2. And then all students take. Since t is in the third quadrant, that means sine is negative, and cosine of 225 is equal equal to square root 2 over 2. All students take, once again, tangent is positive, therefore cosine is negative. That's all.